Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Trimco. Their part number UHF. This is actually a 211. It's the 210 series. This is a 211, meaning it's in-swing. Ultimate hands-free slide lock. Trimco was quite kind enough to send me a mounted sample, and we're turning this into a video for your review. So really your piece of hardware is going to be from the curved handle here down to here. Obviously the rest is just the mount when it comes to what you're going to see on the outside. So it's basically this. Okay, I have it thrown in the locked position. Occupancy indicator is happening. Okay, and the point of this is that you can operate this entire unit with your forearm, with your elbow, with a part with your wrist, not with your hands, your fingers, not twisting, pinching, turning. No unusual movements are required to use this. As I'll show you in a bit, this is going to pull that door open, this action. On the inside of the door, because this is an in-swing, this would be the outside. On the outside of the door, because this is an in-swing, you've got this very large plate here. Obviously, however you're going to want to get that open is how you'll do it. Occupancy indicator on the outside as well. This is the inside. Okay, for an outswing door, you're basically looking at the outside, except this knob is going to be on the inside. So horizontal. And Trimco has told me that there's a substantial amount of demand for this. And this initial part of the video is just to show you what it looks like. But let's also take some basic dimensional properties. Looks like we're going to have about an overall length. It's just going to be easier for me to measure this without trying to show it to you on camera. This is just, it's too heavy to wield like that. So the overall on the outside is about 13.5 inch from the top of the pole to the bottom. Its projection is about 3 3/4 inch or so. The push plate that would be on the exterior of an in-swing, 17 inch tall and 4 inch wide. What we're seeing here is the 630, the satin brushed stainless steel. They have in their documentation additional finishes, black, I think a dark bronze color they're going to have as well, and stainless, that's what it is, a satin brushed stainless steel, the most durable of all finishes, powder coated dark bronze, a black, and then a 710 CU. We're going to have to look and see what that is. I think it's a dark brown color, but we'll take a closer look at that in their catalog. 710 CU. Healthy hardware. Yeah, that's going to be, I believe, a copper-coated version that inhibits the growth of bacteria, virus, on the surface of the hardware. Obviously, post-COVID-19, having antimicrobial coatings on hardware, just like levers during ADA compliance, it materialized overnight. So healthy hardware they call the 710 CU. The only other dimension I suppose I'd like to give you is just the projection of this bolt. So overall projection looks like it's about 13/16 of an inch. Okay, nice robust piece of hardware. Let's switch to the screen view and let's take a closer look at the supporting documentation that we have. If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video. Let's take a look at some photographs that we have of this mounted sample. There's the what obviously would be the interior of an in-swing door. Another view of it. Bolt retracted, bolt thrown. Up close of the up close view of the knob on the inside in the bolted and unbolted position. Just a side view, really trying to show this. The exterior side with its occupancy indicator, we can take a closer look at that. Now, I'm going to go with, and I've not tried it, but we ought to be able to sneak an emergency tool inside of here, which is probably why that's there. I don't see a mention of the emergency tool, but that would be my guess. The back side of the unit, showing the pull handle from the bottom, and one more set of images are here. The top, the bolt, then the side view of the bolt. Yeah. Okay, now, in no particular order, this is a video from Trimco that they put out. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'm going to go with this being an absolute brilliant piece of hardware for applications not unlike this. And what I'm referring to applications. This is clearly a chain, national chain, probably a global chain pizza place, obviously is what it is. Doors like this, or it be a national, global chain of coffee shops, those doors get astronomical levels of volume every day. These levers, these grade 2 privacy levers that end up on these doors, they just don't work. Very, very common to see this. Broken passage set like that. Well, this is, broken passage set. This would probably be less appropriate for this door unless it's a employee restroom only. But the bottom line is extremely busy retail environments are going to greatly benefit from this. This is my opinion is, because of the robust nature of this device, this would be a solution that would likely never require any refit after the fact. A very generous size push plate, 4x17. It's a good size. It might be nice if they had other options in terms of widths of plates. I like 6-inch sometimes. Might be nice if they eventually come out with other back sets. Hospital environments are going to need 3 3/4. That kind of thing would be my guess, maybe 5-inch. Okay, so that is a video from them, and that's linked down below here as well. This is the cut sheet. Let's take a look at this cut sheet. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it. Let's take a look at this cut sheet that we have here. That's all really self-explanatory. That's part of what makes this an elegant piece of hardware, in the sense that it's large, it's heavy, it's quite a contraption to have on the door, but its user interface, so to speak, is quite self-explanatory. The UHF211 series Ultimate Hands-Free Slide Lock is an ideal solution for single occupancy restrooms. Patent pending design is ADA compliant. Internal and external indicators, or occupancy indicators, to display if the door is bolted or unbolted. The slide lock retrofits to a standard levered door prep and features field reversible handing. That's certainly going to be 2 3/4 backset. High and low hands-free style design. Ultra heavy-duty material for high traffic openings. That's obvious. Emergency release function. Yeah, we guessed that. Here is where that's going to come into play. You'll be able to slide a tool in there, which I would imagine it comes with. Easily retrofit covers most standard door preps. So 2 3/8, 3 3/4, 5-inch. That's not going to work. This is actually we're going to need to look at the installation instructions. Yeah. This is coming up at 2 3/4. We'll look at the installation instructions. Yes. Interior and exterior lock and unlock indicators. Yeah, we covered that pretty well. ADA compliant thoroughly. There's no twisting of the wrist. There's just movement of the entire lower arm without any sort of pinching or twisting. Currently available for in-swing doors only. I'm going to go with that being an outdated cut sheet application. For sure. Retail and banking, these are the applications. You can check that out. So, quite simple. In-swing, the 211, or outswing, the 212. Select your strike. T-strike is 2 3/4 overall height. The ASA strike is 4 7/8, very common on a hollow metal frame. Your finish, we've got these listed too, and here's an example of how to order the material. We have here the installation instructions for... Aha! I see something very interesting here. Installation instructions for an outswing. Let's take a look at that. Material that's in the box, that's always very handy. A breakdown of the parts, that's always extremely handy. The aha moment is seeing these two holes. I'm going to say 2 3/8 and 2 3/4 is what that's going to be. Yep, right there. Holes indicate for 2 3/4 or 2 3/8. Brilliant. So if that bolt was even longer, they could make the bolt longer and do 3 3/4 and 5-inch as well. I'm no engineer, but it seems to me that that should work. Yeah. Remove all existing door hardware, including the deadbolt if needed. Install interior indicator decals. Adhesive is on. Okay, so adhesive. Yeah, I think they might be referring to this decal right here.
I thought we had one in the closet.
Yeah, well, I'm not seeing any dimensional properties of this, so it's clearly, you know, your center point, your reference point is going to be the location of the lock, the existing lock hole, assuming you're replacing one. And apparently line it up. Put the interior portion onto the door, mark your holes, make sure it's level and plumb before you drill the holes. Step 3. Step 4, you're going to have some, the indicators are going to have to be there depending on the hand of the door so that you get the right decal showing depending on whether you're sliding it left or right for locked, let's say. Mark some holes, attach the 2 machine screws into the cage assembly for the D part here. Make sure it's level, plumb, mark and drill your holes, install all the screws, attach your strike plate. Trimco did a good job at keeping this very simple and straightforward. The in-swing version is here. The individual steps will be different because of how you're applying the decals, I imagine. But otherwise, it appears to be a very similar document. So hopefully this demonstration video allowed us to perform a visual tour of the item, an operational tour of the item, and the supporting documentation. Let's wrap up this video on camera. If you've made it this far into this video, you must be determined to see it through to the end, and we appreciate your hanging in there with us and watching this entire video. It means a lot. It takes a lot of work to create these videos in the sense that, you know, it's time taken away from doing other things. However, the advantage for me personally of creating these videos is the fact that it does allow myself to either learn about something new, to reacquaint myself with something, or to reinforce what I believe that I already know. Any comments that you might leave down below would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. In my estimation, this piece of hardware is not going anywhere soon. Not going away anytime soon. It's super heavy duty. It's extremely robust. There's not much here that you can try to damage or vandalize. And it's going to get the job done in a completely code-compliant type of fashion for those applications where it makes sense. Finish options, backset options, they're obviously continuing to substantially evolve the Trimco name and brand, which has been around since the mid-20th century, to be sure. It was Builders Brass Works. Trimco BBW is what it was known as. It was family-owned and operated for several decades, and it is now, again, family-owned and operated, just not the same family. A massive piece of hardware here, and that's what Trimco does. Great quality fit and finish. I'm always happy to do product reviews of their items because of that fit and finish. The material seems to be extremely robust, extremely heavy duty, extremely well made, from the casting to the finishing to the polishing. Every time I see a Trimco piece of polished brass hardware, you can really tell that the pouring in, the investment in the manufacturer's concern for it being the most robust piece of hardware that you can commercially purchase is their MO. Trimco is never going to be the least expensive. That is not their thing, but their name is going to come up in specifications when you're building a public library. Stuff that has to be extremely robust, made by hand, to exacting quality standards. That's what Trimco does really well. They are not a company that keeps material on hand to any measurable degree, in the sense that they manufacture, like all the people they compete against. They're manufacturers. Wholesalers and distributors, it's their job to stock material. So if you need something from Trimco quickly, it's generally going to be something that you'll want to just solve that problem by ordering it in time. Give them 3, 4, 5 weeks, as much time as you can, because they're not profitable when they're trying to chase their tail. So plan ahead. Any questions on the Ultimate Hands-Free Slide Bolt or any other Trimco product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you. Again, thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you. Thanks to our clients, Architectural Builders Supply is building an additional facility, and what follows is not only a look at the acreage that we're building the facility on, but also first the architectural renderings as they exist, or at least the architectural plans as they exist at this time. Thank you very much. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at the architecturals as they exist at this moment, or at least it wouldn't be proper to call these architecturals, but it would be proper to call them renderings in the sense of they're conceptual drawings, they're not renderings. So the entire space is going to look like this in terms of a site rendering. This will be a 22,000 square foot building, of which we'll have specific purpose areas. There'll be a workshop down here. This is a few thousand square feet that will be likely woodworking, metalworking, CNC, things of that nature. This will be an office area here, a private office area. This will be Architectural Builders Supply expanded storage area, where we will be able to do fulfillment. The entire space in the center is going to be all of the volume, as I call it, large components will be able to be stored in stock there. Machinery that's too large to fit otherwise may be put out here. Specific facility rooms, and then some recreation over here. Let's take a look at that drone footage, and thank you very much for taking a look.